Now,
The players are going to vote to play because guess what players do, Darren? They play. And they want to play. But in the end, the owners are going to kibosh it because it's going to cost them too much money. So it's going to be on the owners. That's my prediction. We're going to get this baton really far in the relay race, and then it's going to be dropped near the finish line. That's my prediction on this.
this is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Welcome, everybody. Canada's daytime sports talk show is leaving the harbor. That's probably not my proudest prediction that came true, that the CFL was going to cancel the season weeks before they actually did. I wasn't happy about that, but
right.
Yeah, well, it's going to be part of our topics today. But big hockey day. Thursdays have become a hockey day. Blue Jays Day. Settle in for the next 2 hours. Thanks for joining us for Caliber Coffee here this morning, wherever you may be watching across the Great White North or our Canadian sports fan friends in America. He's Moose. I'm Rod. You ready to go?
Always.
Love the golf shirt. Are you golfing later today?
No, next week the course opens.
It's very brazen of you to wear a mint-colored golf shirt in here with a green screen. Wouldn't you say, Ryan?
It looks good.
Very brazen.
It works. It almost comes off like a baby blue.
Very bold of you to do that. On the program today from TSN Montreal, Joey Alfieri. He can talk about all kinds of things. We'll be talking Montreal Canadiens with him. We'll be talking maybe a little MLS soccer. He's a big NFL fan. CFL, of course. Joey Alfieri will be with us in Block 2 of Hour 1. And Sportsnet's Arash Madani, the guy that you love or hate or love to hate. Arash Madani will be with us. Can't wait to join our buddy Arash Madash. But let's get rolling with a quick 6 show topics, please. Director Jordan. And as you see, the Prairie Mobile text line is open for anything that tickles your fancy at 306-840-8777. And I must, actually, and now that I'm looking at the screen, people are going to see something new on the desk over our Hockey Canada goaltender's mask. I got to thank Brandon Crow and Scooter from the Brandon Wheat Kings for the wonderful gift. Not just the toque. This is the one thing that Ryan might take. Check this out, man. They didn't like me wearing the Winnipeg Ice shirt yesterday. Am I right on that, Crozy? 100%. 100%.
Okay.
The Wheat King said it's not okay that you were wearing a Winnipeg Ice workout top yesterday. So I'm loving this stuff. I'm not sure I could wear this under the lights without dying of heat exhaustion. Look at this beautiful CCM in my size, Darren, extra large Wheat Kings jacket.
That's hot.
Size large sweatpants in the sweatpants capital.
Of course.
I'm dropping weight so much with the pink drink, I think I could actually get into a large. And I said, if it's okay with the Wheaties, I'm going to chop this at the knee and make my own shorts out of this. They said, do whatever you want.
So those will be doing laps of Wascana.
That's right. You're going to be seeing these all over town this summer. And then what do you got something there?
Oh, yeah. It's on the chair, but I got the
You didn't bring it in here?
I got the jacket,
Can
couple
you
of
throw it,
shirts.
Crozy?
We'll get some stuff. Something different.
The voice of the Wheat Kings is here in the bunker right now. So, yeah, put a camera on that. Look at all this stuff. It's
shirts.
Christmas in here.
This is great.
Courtesy the Brandon Wheat Kings, the number one team in the Dub Hub.
And what's awesome, black is slimming, which I love.
And it goes with everything.
Oh, yeah.
You can wear it on a green screen.
This one's the hot one, right? Long sleeves.
I know. All that stuff is nice.
That's great.
So thank you to the Brandon Wheat Kings very much. How about that? He just dropped it, Crozy. Okay. So we start with hockey, and we got a lot of things to get to here in the warm-up for our friends at the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Order online for pickup or delivery at the Four Seasons Sports Palace, a fabulous Four Seasons pizza and drinks. Here's my leftovers from last night. I don't assume you watched the Oilers game. I had to settle for the highlights because I was watching Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights. But I'm just wondering, do you anti-fight clubbers condone Connor McDavid having to throw his elbows out there like Gordie Howe? Because I'm starting to lose a little respect for the kid. For as much as I watched the Montreal-Edmonton game last night, that was a playoff-style game, and it's like, Connor, they're going to be all over you in the playoffs. I know you don't have a lot of experience in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but they're going to be all over you. And if you start throwing elbows because they're all over you, you're going to be in the penalty box, and you're not going to be able to help your team very much. Now, the Oilers fans went crazy when I said that, and they're saying, Corey Perry took a dive. Look at the video. McDavid shouldn't have been throwing an elbow anyways, and Corey Perry probably did take a dive. But I'm just saying, Wayne, even Mario, they were able to look at somebody on their wing and say, can you take care of this? And then they would. But there's nobody to take care of it anymore. So it's a double-edged sword. Connor's got to make his own room, yet can you do it a little less conspicuous? What do you think about that?
Yeah, like I'm okay with it right now, but it's getting worse.
Yeah.
And it's starting to come off like
Kind of whiny.
Like the whiny, spoiled kid.
Yeah.
That, can do what he wants and doesn't expect anything to happen. I'm not quite there yet, but that's the trajectory it's on. And is that his fault? Well, you have to be able to deal with it. You have to have that patience. You have to have that poise, especially if you're going to be the leader of that team and this team's going to have playoff success.
Yeah, so that was my take on that.
Because every team now knows, just get under his skin, get under his skin, get under his skin.
It's working. Yeah, like, come on. Again, Connor's not used to walking in the tall grass like he is right now this late in the season. The game's meaning as much as they do. This is the way it goes. Jeff Kabilis watching in Winnipeg says, Wheaties! From Paul Figler in Red Deer, the operator of the Dub Network website. He says, the Wheaties are becoming my favorite team. How do you like that? How about that?
How about
Well,
that?
I guess when the Rebels have lost 12 in a row, that's your team, Figgy. Come on. The Vegas Golden Knights are the first team to clinch a Stanley Cup playoff spot, so kudos to them. I think when they go into the playoffs that Marc-Andre Fleury needs to be the number one goaltender in Vegas. They can't dilly-dally around here with Robin Lehner. They can't. It's got to be the Flower. He's proven, and we're going to talk more about Robin Lehner here in a moment. But I think if it's true that Wayne Newton is the most popular man in Las Vegas and Marc-Andre Fleury is number 2, play the kid. The only guy that doesn't like Wayne Newton, the only guy, you know who it is? Clark Griswold. He was trying to mow his lawn.
That's right. That's right.
You don't mow another man's lawn. Other than that, World Women's cancellation is not... What?
Nothing. That's just a phenomenal reference because now I'm in that Vegas vacation.
That's the only reason I don't like Wayne Newton. Anyways, World Women's cancellation, in my opinion, which is actually point 2, isn't sexism. It's COVID. And do you think Hockey Canada and the IIHF wanted to cancel the World Women's? Like, I know that you were responding to viewers yesterday on that. And here's my take. You were saying, hey, the World Under-18s are in Texas. It's wide open down there. This is in Nova Scotia. But you would think people would say, but the World Juniors were played in Edmonton. My take on this is more than anything, it's a business decision to cancel the World Women's Hockey Championship. The World Juniors is a multi-million dollar tournament that brings in millions in sponsorship and TV ratings, revenue. The World Women's Hockey does not. And the other thing is the World Under-18s are all televised on TSN as well, Darren, and that's development. This word that we've heard a ton of in the pandemic. The World Women's Hockey, like I saw Cheryl Pounder on SportsCenter saying, I was gutted. First thing I thought was, join the club. I can give you a very, very, very long list of sporting events that were canceled because of COVID. This has, to me, nothing to do with gender and everything to do with dollars and cents. It was a business decision, and the World Women's Hockey is not really developing players for the National Hockey League, obviously, and it's not a moneymaker. That's my take on that. You?
Yeah. I mean, I have the same take. And it's not a moneymaker. And to be honest, if it was the Men's World Hockey Championship, it probably wouldn't be a moneymaker either because you only get the leftover guys that aren't in contention in the NHL go. They don't have primetime television, right? They don't get a ton of attention. They get far less than the World Juniors, so it's not about men versus women.
Oh, boy. You see who's watching? Damon Allen, the Hall of Famer, number 9. Hey, Damon. He says, play it in the States. Hey, I'm getting to that. Are you reading my diary, Damon? There's a few viewers that are saying that the whole tournament will be moved to the States, so we'll be watching for that. Paulo, watching on YouTube, says, hey, Rod, where can I find a bio of your career? Enjoying your show on YouTube with my Apple TV 4K from Winnipeg. Thank you, Paulo. Just Google Rod Pedersen bio. A few will come up. I think at least a few of them are correct.
Yeah.
Point 3, CFL leftovers. It dropped yesterday. We had 2 hours to dissect it on the air, the announcement of August 5th, and now 24 hours really to look at where this league is going. I went home and thought about it this way. It reminded me of a TV infomercial for a wonderful, like a super product or a miracle drug. Available now, money back guarantee, subject to these terms and conditions. Right? Even those, the interviews with Randy Ambrosie that I've seen and so forth is we're guaranteeing to play. Read the fine print. Subject to health and restrictions. And beyond that, my spies in Calgary, my Calgary people telling me that there was a poll on the Supper News last night. One of the Calgary TV stations saying, will you go back to a Stampeders game this fall? Will you go to a Stampeders fall if you're vaccinated? I'm not sure what the total question was, but 70% said no. That was what I got. So there's the vaccinations, health restrictions, is all that. Convincing people to come back to the stadium is a whole other hurdle that maybe that's a fourth hurdle the CFL has to look at to play. Now, I think you can find 8,000 people in any CFL market to go to a game, if that's what they're looking at 25%. But I think they missed the boat on a lot of things. Damon's idea of the World Women's Hockey being played in the States. I still think for the good of the players and the game and the league, they could have put them in Bradenton or some facility in Las Vegas and played a 6-game season. Spring League did it. Fan Control Football League did it. I know to a certain degree those is apples and oranges, but you already had the Americans there. It's easy to get the Canadians into America. They missed the boat in a lot of ways. So I'm 60% that the CFL still won't play for all of these hurdles that remain in place. Some are saying it's probably north of that, the chances of them not playing. Those are my leftovers from yesterday. I'm trying to stay positive and listen to what Randy Ambrosi is saying. I love the guy. I really do. But I'm a realist as well. And I think they missed the boat on playing. I think they should have been more creative, bitten the bullet, to use Larry Smith's term, and go play. You?
Yeah, the American thing's interesting because if you're only going to allow 25% in anyway, or if you're not going to get any fans in, then what's the difference where they play? Like, we're not feeling that the Jays don't feel like the Jays just because they're not playing in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
I watch the games. It still feels like the Toronto Blue Jays. Still got the broadcasters there.
Road games do.
It does. It feels like I'm watching Jays games.
Yes.
So, I mean, I would enjoy watching the CFL even if they were playing in different stadiums in the States.
I think they missed the boat.
Yeah.
Damon Allen says, Rod, do you have 2 of my bobbleheads on the desk or 1? 1, Damon. 1. Where is it's somewhere under my finger.
Yeah, right. Oh, there you go.
He's beside Russell Westbrook. Okay. Oh, you're right in between
Andrew Harrison and Russell Westbrook.
My eyes aren't good enough. Andrew Harrison, Russell Westbrook. There you are, Damon. Do we want to send me an Argos one now? Eskimos.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Are they going to change that song? And folks dressed up like Eskimos. Are they canceling it?
What would they
Christmas carols now?
What would they change it to?
I'll just cancel the song. This is the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Point 4, LeBron's deleted tweet. I spent a moment on that, but not a ton. You saw LeBron deleted his tweet. You know what it's all about, right? The
Right.
Ohio cop shot and killed a black female teen that was brandishing a knife, and LeBron took the photo with the cop and tweeted, "You're next." And then he didn't get canceled because he's still LeBron. Last I checked, he's still playing in the NBA, but he deleted the tweet, and his point was he didn't really realize the circumstances around the teen being shot. As you know, I watch ESPN for hours every morning, probably on average 3 hours a day, ESPN. This is really all that they've talked about, save for the NFL draft. And he deleted it saying he wasn't in possession of all the facts. And I thought, isn't that easy to get off the hook for saying that? Is that because it's LeBron that he gets off the hook?
Yeah. People have a respect for him. He's built up enough of that. And so when you have enough in the bank, right, you make a mistake, it gets rid of some of that credibility, but he still has enough built up that I think he'll be okay. You do this too many times, and all of a sudden, you won't be able to bounce back. But I think he's built up enough good credibility and trust with the public.
Just chiming in with some of the viewer comments, Wayne in Victoria, BC says, so even with vaccinations going forward, we're still talking 25% full stadiums. Can the team survive on that? They're saying that they feel that they can, both privately and publicly. I saw Rick Lawlisher, the BC Lions president, saying they're looking at 4,000 or 5,000 fans a game. They could survive on that. So there's a chance. Again, don't worry about any sports items. Follow the news. Joe Biden green-lighted more vaccines being shipped to Canada. They've already sent 1.5 million that I guess they weren't using. So watch that. That's what's going to tell you whether the CFL plays or not. Not any of what the provincial, what Doug Ford's saying, I don't think. We're running out of time here. Point 5, Robin Lehner accuses the NHL of lying. Woo! I watched the whole news conference yesterday out of Vegas. The goalie, basically, did you follow this? I know you leave most of this to me, and you do the business stuff.
That's right.
But Lehner said, listen, I got my vaccinations. Why do I still have to stay in my room? It's like a prison. He goes, with my mental health issues, this is not good. He sat there at the microphone and poured his heart out, causing the NHL to come back and say, we never said that once you're vaccinated, you get to leave your room or that the COVID restrictions will go away. So on one side, this is a case where I got to back both sides. Like the NHL said, we never said. You get it, right?
That's right.
Thanks for getting your vaccination, Robin, but you still have to follow health and safety protocols. Like anybody thinks they get their 2 shots and they can go run naked through the streets. You still can't.
That's right.
And Lehner, I guess he felt duped. I guess he didn't read the fine print. That's my take on all that.
Yeah, you don't just become a superhero or become elevated above everybody. I mean, it's great you're vaccinated, but yeah, the rules still apply, unfortunately. Did you see Shooter Shoot?
What did he say? What did he say?
They paid their $5 fine. They were late to the coffee this morning.
Thank you. Ding! Oh, I just saw I was late this morning. Have a great show, guys. Yeah, 10 a.m.'s when it starts. Can't you guys tell time? What are you, Willie Nylander? And point 6, the Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 6-3. And I did watch a lot of that game last night, and there was more talk about George Springer than anything else. He might come back tomorrow, or might come back Thursday, might come back Saturday, might come back Sunday. I was like, they're winning without him, okay? George, you tell us when you're feeling okay. Joe Lazito, he's watching in New York. He says, incredible difference between Robin Lehner and LeBron James. Massive difference between the two. I'm just bringing up what they both said yesterday. We'll get into that with Joey and more when we come back. Joey L. Ferry. This warm-up's brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. We'll be right back. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.